the team group chat in terms of communication, bonding, chemistry, and all that. And I've heard you reference this a few times over the years, where whether it was after you and Kyle got in an altercation, or I think recently you even said like you'll send a message to the group chat to kind of like take accountability for things. Do you see that as like as a good forum to like communicate things and kind of build connection and then bonding with guys and kind of start dialogue in that way? Or is that different from earlier in your career?
I mean, the group chat is like a safe room with only players, so when we have something to say to each other that only want players to know, it's a great way to communicate.
How has that changed over the years in your career, and when did that maybe start becoming a thing that you used to communicate as a team, as a valuable tool in that way?
I think when I got in the league, we already had phones. Like it wasn't that too long ago. So we I think from all I remember, there's always been a player group chat. But especially, obviously, after a few years, like I was really trying to make sure that we had one. Because it's important, for us to also have fun.
Right.
It's not just always serious. Like it's important for us to just be able to connect and know that it's a play on it.
I heard Kat used to throw in a lot of memes. Last year's group chat was very, very active. Is that true? A lot of messages.
The year before, yeah. Last year it slowed down a little bit, but the first year it was.
He was always spamming you guys with whatever he saw on the
little bit.
So how many messages a day would you estimate you guys throw in there?
I mean, some days not much, some days more.
More on off days, I imagine, if you're not together.
Yeah, sometimes on morning game day or after a game. It's a great tool.
Have you been keeping up with watching Carl at all?
Yeah, for sure.
Knicks meetings? What stood out for you?
Sure. I mean, he's been dominating. I can tell that he's really locked in, and he's really he's here to prove something. And I like that. I think it's fun to see him, to watch him have fun, and obviously be at home with his family and everything. So I'm happy for him.
I was asking about the defense. Do you guys need to be as good as you were at defense last year on the top teams in the league? Do you need to be good at different things this season with some of that evolution of information?
For sure. I mean, we want to be great at being able to be consistent, being able to transition, ball containing, rim protection, defensive rebound. We want to be great at those things, and then obviously the level of talent is so unique in this league that you want to be able to recognize what's happening and be able to adapt. I think great defense. I think the game today really requires that, for you to be able to adapt to a specific situation, to a specific team, to a specific player, while still being who you are. So that's we definitely have what it takes to be that. We've been that, and now the only thing that I think was holding us back is just our own selves. Our focus, our mind, and that is just consistency. That is just mental toughness and focus.
You guys are allowing the fewest 3-point shots against you. That makes some sense. You're kind of taking care of the basket, and maybe guys are staying home a little bit more. But how much is that like a strategic intention to try and keep down 3-point volume against you?
I mean, in today's game, people really value two things: the rim and threes. And once again, every team is different, but most teams, they realize that it's more efficient. Those are the two most efficient shots in basketball. And 3 points is more than two, right? So you try to really limit those as much as you can. Usually, if you do a good job taking away the high percentage shots at the rim and you lower the 3-point attempts and the 3-point percentages. Um, if you don't foul too much, you'd be in good shape.
It seems like that would make you even more valuable in today's league than maybe it was 10 years ago when you came in. The 3-point volume, the prioritization of the three, and the rim. How have you kind of, I mean, you've always been trying to take away those things, but how have you individually kind of tweaked your game to account for the 3-point volume and that?
I mean, I think the one thing that really changed over the years is that now you have more bigs, you have more fives that are shooting, so it requires being able to get out there and being able to communicate, being able to trust, to have different schemes as a team, and that was what I had to adapt to over the years.
Yeah.
Being able to switch on the ball, being able to, the level of talent is getting better every year. The game is, the game is it's just evolving really fast, and the thing is like it's like a collective evolving. So it's not like there are players that completely change the game, but I feel like it's just that the level of skills is just growing and growing and growing, and you have to adapt to that.